Hello, Pirate sports fans. My name is Veronica Gail, joined by Ronny Castaneda. Ronny, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. An extensive game of basketball today. Had us in all sorts of emotions, but nonetheless, great outcome for the Pirates.
Definitely a great outcome for the Pirates. As you can see, we are live here at Prudential Center. It is dark behind us, but I'm telling you right now, that's the court right behind us. So while we're here, I would like to start off. Let's discuss the environment of the game. This was the first game at the Prudential Center with no fans. Ronny, what did you think of the environment today?
Well, earlier in the season, Seton Hall had announced that there would be no fans throughout the games, and, nothing really could have prepared us. There was no idea we could have had that, really would have prepared us to really understand what was going to happen. First off, free throws. When they were shooting free throws, we heard pin drops.
Absolute silence.
From miles away. And, it got to the point where if I could hear a player wiping, their shoes clean, it was ridiculous. That's not something you usually hear. It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. It felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, but for the most part, this is something these players are going to have to deal with, and it obviously, takes a toll on all of them. But for the most part, this is the world we're living in, and for the most part, that's just what it's going to be for this season.
They definitely tried their best to make it feel like a real game. I know they had the hoisting of the colors in the beginning, and they tried to have old videos of Flagman and the Sapphires, so they definitely tried their best, but it was a little odd.
Don't forget all the cutouts that they had.
They did, all the cutouts. Amazing cutouts. So let's get into the game. So before we get into the game against Iona, how do you think Louisville prepared Seton Hall for the game played today?
So basically, no matter how bad the Louisville game might have looked, it still tuned them up a little bit. And to lose by only 1 point when your potential starting point guard and Bryce Aiken is out early in the game, and then you have foul trouble between your two remaining big men, and the fact you only lose by 1 point to a very good Louisville team, it's not that bad. And not to mention, you could have taken it into overtime. But I really think this game, did wonders for the team, got them ready for it. And especially for a team that's coming off of, 2 weeks of no practice. I'm pretty sure the first time they got practice was just a couple days ago. And even Coach Willard mentioned two pretty important things in his post-game press conference. One, that he was recovering from the coronavirus, so happy to see that he is healthy and that the team is healthy. But the second thing he announced was that there are so many injuries and so many, bodies not there, that practice, really isn't doing it for him. So these games are practically practice for them as well. So it's easy and safe to say that Louisville really got them ready for this one.
I agree. So let's get into the first half of the game. Ronny, what did you really notice in the first half that stood out to you?
Well, it was back and forth. If you were to Google a back and forth half, that would be it. I feel like in the first 15 minutes of the game, no team took a lead that was bigger than 5. And then nonetheless, it was back and forth all throughout until the end, where it looked like Iona was really starting to get it going and that they were going to take it away from the Pirates. But then the Pirates went on another run of their own and were only down 2 at halftime. So a tremendous, first half, really exciting for both teams in that sense. But, it really boiled down to the second half where we saw a lot of separation.
Even in the first half, Iona had no free throws in the first half. I thought that was very interesting. And Seton Hall, they were missing a bunch, so it was very interesting to see that dynamic. So then we made our way into the second half. And, Ronny, how do you say the second half went?
Well, for the most part, I think the second half really showed out how, what adjustments Coach Willard is able to do. Because let's go back into the first half, 24 total turnovers between both teams. But nonetheless, the Pirates were able to score, so were the Gales. But that was something that you had to, change, or at least one team had to change if they wanted to win. And obviously, the Pirates were the ones who were able to do that, coming away with a substantial victory, a blowout win it looked like at some point before Iona finally got in some garbage points, get them back into the game. But this second half really blew me away, and I really want to give a shout-out to Takal Mosin. I was watching the Louisville game, and I was getting frustrated. He started off hot, making his first few shots, but he ended the night 2 of 12, and you really showed that some shots he took kind of, blew the Pirates out and really took away some energy. But this game, he really paced himself. Only shot 4 points, but he made 3 of them. Only shot 4 shots, only made 3 of them. He paced himself well. He started passing the ball, and he started doing what his team needed him to do best. So happy for Takal Mosin finally finding his role in this offense, in this team. And, nonetheless, it was a great win for him. Not just for the team, but for Takal.
I do have to add in, Rodin did pass a career high in points with that alley-oop getting that 18th point, so he did pass his career high, so good for him. a lot of great stuff happened on that court today. What should the Pirates change for the next few games? They do have their next game is Wednesday against the University of Rhode Island in Rhode Island. So what do you think the Pirates really need to be doing better to secure another win?
Well, first off, I think the Pirates should be very happy that they aren't starting the season 0-2, 1-1. Not the start they might have wanted, but it's the one they got, and it's better than 0-2. Not to mention, it's going to be a pretty long weekend, or just week in general for the Pirates. In the next 6 days, they're going to be playing 3 games against Rhode Island, Oregon, and Penn State. Some pretty good basketball programs. Not to mention Oregon ranked 21 in the nation right now, so it's going to be pretty hectic. But like Coach Willard said, these games are practice for them. So they're going to have to take these games and, just play their butts off because they're not getting the reps done in practice. So they're going to have to take these games, play as much as they can. Hopefully, maybe some players can develop mid-game. Whatever the case may be, we don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But it won't be easy for the Pirates, and they're 1-1. I think they should be thankful with that right now, and it'll be interesting to see how they take that going forward.
Completely agree. Well, that's it for myself and Ronny Castaneda. The Pirates won today 86-64. A great win for the Pirates. We'll see you next time.